So, Valve, a company that's changed the video game landscape too many times to count. It's known for being a bit of a crack-ass company that does whatever the hell it wants, and nobody can stop it. Valve spots your little student game and they like it, bang, they just bought the game and you, and they turned it into a cartoonishly successful series that becomes an overnight classic more than once. Oh, you made a little mod for a game, maybe one that wasn't even Valve's? Bang, they bought it again, and now they've changed the entire future of gaming while doing so. They want to sell digital games on PC? Oh, well, that sounds fine and dandy. Oops, your PC doesn't even come with a disk drive anymore. Basically, almost everything Valve does turns to gold. Whether that's gold for us or just gold for them, doesn't really matter, either way it works out. But does that include Valve's weird ass steps into the hardware side of gaming? Yes, no, that's what we'll be discussing in this video. The Steam Machine. Now, I feel like a lot of people seem to forget this one in comparison to the much more comprehensible Steam controller. So basically, the Steam Machine is a console. Yes, a console made for Valve's PC marketplace. Yes, a console for PC gaming. Red flags should already be popping up here, but let's actually look into what the hell this thing is. This admittedly cool little box was just a computer built to run SteamOS. Yes, the same operating system more or less as the Steam Deck, of which we'll get to later. This was all somehow debatably in response to Microsoft's absolute wrecking of PC gaming that was Windows 8, and was planned to be sort of a baseline. Valve would create what the console should be, and it was called Bigfoot at the time, and then other companies would come and take the Steam box and modify it to their liking, change it to suit the consumer's wants and needs. I don't know about you, but that sure does sound like an idea that probably won't end up nearly as fleshed out as it was meant to be. Valve also wanted to, later down the line, include a bunch of insane shit like biometrics and gaze tracking. I don't know, Gabe wanted you to become a part of the video game or something. Now, all of this sounds fine and dandy. A very gamer-looking console, no matter which one you get, even though this is the only one you'll ever see, that's made to play Steam. You can avoid all the hassle of buying an expensive gaming-ass computer, and you can stick it to the big three by opting out of their consoles altogether. No need to buy new games either. You'll have your entire PC library. Well, your entire PC library that has Linux support. In the mid-2010s. Yeah, what's not to love? Oh, well, there's just a small, tiny issue. It kind of sucked and nobody cared. Yeah, imagine that PC gamers didn't want to switch to a weird-ass console PC hybrid when they already had a PC. If somebody was thinking about getting into PC gaming, they wouldn't drop a bunch of money on this weird, almost computer to see what it's like. And like I said, if somebody already had a PC, they had no reason to get this. Only a few months after its release, it's believed to have only barely sold about 500,000 units. And it seems places stopped selling them around 2016. To be honest, most of the articles and videos today about the Steam Machine don't even really talk about what it was like to actually use the thing. You're gonna find in-depth videos and articles about what it was like to play on the Ouya before you actually find people using the old Steam Machine. I had to watch a 7-year-old Linus Tech Tips video about it, and to no one's surprise, even when the thing had just come out and was being marketed as the future, they too said it was dead on arrival. I actually remember around the time this was announced and came out, I won't lie, I thought it was cool, and I thought it was going to be this legendary bridge between console and PC. Good thing I was a little baby man with no money at the time and didn't buy this. There was, on the other hand, one thing I actually did buy pertaining to the Steam console. Oh yes, I happen to own the accessory that somehow outlived the thing it was made for. The Steam controller. Yeah, even after Valve just let the Steam Machine turn into dust and get blown away with the wind, they were still trying to sell and convince people that this controller, meant for a console, was worth getting for your PC. It seemed like Valve cared more about this controller than it did the Steam Machine. They were like, yeah, whatever, let other companies produce the Steam Machines. But then they funneled hidden government secret technology into this damn thing. This controller is like one of those fake mock-ups for the PS4 in 2009. As you may have heard, a lot of people have said that this controller has a lot of crazy ideas. And a lot of them have some merit, you know, they're interesting. But in the end, I bought it for $5 while Steam was trying to get rid of the rest of their stockpile. But what is all of this? Well, for one, you can see that it has a big-ass D-pad and, a trackpad built into it that also clicks like a button. So yes, it's a mouse built into your controller. It has also one joystick and your standard YBAX buttons, start and back buttons, triggers and bumpers, and back paddles that also hide the batteries underneath. Yeah, back paddles like the Xbox Elite controller, but way larger. So yeah, as you can see, it's got a lot of options for control here, especially with the entire computer mouse built into it. But why does it seem like a lot of people know and talk more about the controller for the Steam Machine than they do the actual Steam Machine? I doubt anybody would disagree that the Steam controller has a longer lasting legacy. I mean, I suppose it lasted longer than the Steam Machine, but in reality it didn't last that much longer. I think it's just more of a spectacle. I mean, you can boot up TF2 and try to play Sniper and make a video out of it. In fact, that's what I did, just minus the video. I got my Steam controller delivered to me on a Sunday night in the middle of a snowstorm. I got it out of the snow and was still not sure if I believe Valve actually sold me the entire controller for $5, but when I opened it, I booted up TF2, played it for 20 minutes, and then turned off my Steam controller and put it back in the box. Yeah, as much as I wish I could be the guy who can tell you the Steam controller is actually really useful, I can't. Look, it's a really pretty controller, and I'm glad to have this weird piece of history. But an Xbox controller just works better. See, the idea behind the Steam controller is that you can use it for games without full controller support, or some games without any controller support. If a game needs a mouse, well, boom, look it, there's a laptop trackpad right in your hands. The issue, though, is if a game requires a mouse, I'm just gonna use a goddamn mouse. There's some games on Steam I'd rather never play at all than use a mouse and keyboard for them. Mortal Kombat, any Devil May Cry game. I'm not touching those with the things I use to play Quake. No, for those, I'm gonna use a controller because I'm sane. But if I'm gonna play those with a controller, I'm just gonna use an Xbox controller because the Steam controller has a trackpad. Go ahead and play Hell in Hell mode in DMC5 with that. But speaking of unnecessary things, Valve also made the Steam Link. Yes, the Steam Link, and no, I don't mean the app. Yeah, so when the Steam Machine first dropped, Valve released this separately as a companion to it, but it can also be used with a real computer as well. So basically, Valve made a Google Chromecast, but just for Steam. Yeah, so this was more Steam big picture mode propaganda. On paper, this seemed like a fine idea. Hey, you want to play your Steam games on your big TV? Just stream them to it from your PC. But this being a $50 piece of hardware was just really silly. Especially when you remember that this was more or less made as a companion to the Steam Machine rather than your average PC. Let's say you bought the Steam Machine, yeah? Well, this is supposed to be used like a console, meaning it's probably going to go where most consoles go, near your TV. Now, why would I stream my console to my TV when I could just plug it in? Now, you could use this for your computer, but let's face the facts. If you're the kind of PC player who doesn't already have a console along with your computer, the likelihood that you have an actual itch worth $50 to play your PC games on your TV is pretty low. The Steam Link just sort of phased out over time, as its existence made less and less sense when the Steam Link app existed as well. Now, with all this overwhelming failure, would this stop Valve and deter them from ever trying to get into hardware for Steam again? No, this is Valve. They do whatever they want, no matter how detrimental it might be to themselves. They gotta give it the old college try, and, well, they definitely did. The Steam Deck is Valve's latest endeavor into the hardware market, starting out as a rumor in a few leaks where it was called the Steam Buddy, which is totally the name they should have stuck with. Valve finally showed off the Steam Deck to a thundering roar of skepticism. See, people remembered Valve's previous endeavors with hardware, and well, this wasn't just a fake gaming console or a wacky controller, this was a whole handheld PC. The handheld PC is a mysterious submarket of the gaming industry filled with products that promise the world and in reality can't even deliver the moon. So with the handheld PC market's track record, plus Valve's hardware track record, people had the right to be a little hesitant. But then Valve started showing off the Steam Deck more and more, and with that more and more hype started to build. The naysayers either turned into fans or turned into contrarians. The pre-orders started building up, the release date starts to come, and then it happens. Success! Yeah, orders are selling out, they have to start releasing them in batches just so people can buy them because demand was exceeding the amount of product. Reviews start flooding in, it's good, it's great. Gabe Newell is hand-delivering them door to door. The Steam Deck is here to stay because finally, Valve found what they were looking for with the Steam Machine all those years ago. A gap in the market. Why buy a Steam Machine when your PC is already in your house? But why not buy a Steam Deck? Your PC isn't coming with you outside now, is it? Another reason is, while this runs SteamOS, it's just a portable computer. You can do whatever you want with it, install whatever emulators you want. You don't need to jailbreak it like a PSP. No, pirated software in the palm of your hands, folks. And with that, this weird Steam stuff is over. You should follow my art social media. I draw women with sharp teeth. Yeah, subscribe if you want to. I don't really care about that part. Bye.